It's Anthony here and welcome to Property MetriX. So in this video, I'm going to talk about another key professional service that you're likely to engage with as a first-time buyer, and that is tradesmen. So as a first-time buyer, when you buy a property, you may want to make it your dream home, or you may want to do a few touches, a few renovations to that home to really bring it to life the way you want it to. So you might want a new kitchen. So you went into IKEA and you saw this kitchen and you just like, wow, I want that kitchen, so amazing. Or you may want to just do a new bathroom suite. You may want to upgrade the living room. You may want a nice feature wall, not one like mine, obviously, but you may want something a bit more decorative, a bit more beautiful, etc. Um, so the people you're likely to engage with to get this done are tradesmen. So tradesmen are the people who do the work needed in your house effectively. So, and there's really three types of tradesmen, or three types of core tradesmen that you're likely to engage with to do big renovation projects. And those tradesmen are your joiners, electrician, and plumber. So what are these tradesmen? So a joiner is typically the person who does the joinery work. So the woodwork, the making up of furniture, the building of cupboards and stuff like that. So let's say you're doing a kitchen renovation, then a joiner would be a key tradesman that you would need, because a joiner would be the person that will break down the existing kitchen. So they'll take down all the cupboards, they'll clear the kitchen, and they will make up the new cupboards which you've ordered, put them in place, making sure that they're all straight, or straight as can be, and put your nice new oven in place, your hob in place. This is your joiner. So they're the person who would join all the wood and all the furniture together and put that all in place. So the other key tradesman you use is an electrician. Again, quite self-explanatory. So they'll do the electrical work and the wiring connection in your home. So wherever joiner will just basically make up the furniture, you would need the electrician to connect stuff. So if you put in new lighting, say you've got some new spotlighting in, or you've got a new chandelier, or whatever light fixtures you've got, you would obviously need an electrician to be able to connect up that lighting fixture for you. And a plumber is the person who does the plumbing work. So anything to do with any piping work in your home. So the people who would replace your, say, sinks, bath and stuff like that. The people who connect it to the water supply and connect the pipe in, that's your plumbers. From experience, those are typically the three tradesmen you need to do any renovation job. You may need some more. Obviously, you might need a painter, you might need a landscaper, but the real key of any renovation job are those three: your joiner, plumber, and electrician. So some tips I would like to give you when engaging with tradesmen, because there are many stories of people who have engaged with tradesmen to renovate their homes, and effectively the work cost them an arm and a leg because they don't really know how to engage with tradesmen. They don't know how to price up work. Listen, when I bought my first home and I had some tradesmen come in to do some renovations, like, I'm telling you, I got stung. I got stung because I never understood some fundamental key principles when working with tradesmen. And I'm going to share them with you here today. So the first key principle of working with tradesmen is to always understand the tradesman is not your friend, or tradesperson, because it could be a woman. The tradesperson is not your friend. Just remember that. When I first started doing renovations and engaging with tradespeople, I had this very friendly relationship. Hey mate, how are you? We would chat for ages. He would, my joiner, for example, would turn up whenever he wanted. I'll tell you a story. There was one time he turned up for work to do half a day's work. He turned up about 12 o'clock and he left by about 3 or 4 o'clock and asked me for a full day's pay. Think about that. Half a day's work, but he wants full day pay. That's because he could ask for that, because I didn't set out the standard in the beginning of our relationship that, hey, you're expected to be at my property from 9 in the morning and you're not leaving until this time and you're working. No, he used to come over, we used to talk, hey mate, how are you? We used to chat, and yeah, he kind of mistaken that relationship. There will be time, yeah, he'll be there for a full day, we'll be chatting, and work's not getting done, but I'm still being paid, I'm still being charged for that time. So don't make those mistakes. Tradesperson is not your friend. They are a professional service that's there to do a job. So treat the relationship in that way. You're here to do a job, you do a job for me, I pay for the job, and you go. Not saying you should be rude, yes, be courteous and kind to the tradesperson, but understand that this is a professional service that's been delivered to you, and you provide the money and they do the work, because tradesmen will stay, talk, and do all sorts of, and still expect full payment. So just bear that in mind. The second key principle or key tip I would give you, and this is fundamentally important, is whenever you are sourcing any tradesperson, always ask them to split any quote they give you into two pieces. You want a quote for the labor and the materials separately. Be careful accepting jobs where the quote is bundled into one, because often you find when quotes are bundled into one, you don't know what you're paying for, and you could be overcharged significantly. So always ask a tradesman, hey, what does the materials cost and what does the labor cost? Because if you find that looking around the country, a typical tradesman charges, like let's say joiner for example, charges about £25 to £20 an hour. So if let's say it's £25 and a typical day is 8 hours a day, multiply that up, you say that the day rate should be about £200. So if you've got a job and the tradesman said, okay, this job is going to take me 5 days to do, then that tradesman should be charging you £1,000 of labour to complete the job. Maybe a bit more with VAT. So whatever you spend above that is just for the materials. So let's think about a kitchen renovation. So you're doing a kitchen renovation, you bought your IKEA kitchen for £1,000. Tradesman says it'll take you 5 days to put in the kitchen. So that job shouldn't cost you more than £2,000. Brilliant. But here's where it gets a bit crazy. Because a tradesman will come and you say, okay, how much is my kitchen renovation? Tradesman will say, oh, that's going to cost you £4,000. You just go and pay the £4,000 without understanding what that £4,000 entails. Never do that, because I've found from experience, when you just take project costs of a tradesman and they just say, oh, the whole thing will cost you this much money, there's often a lot of padding in that price in terms of you're being overcharged for something, either labour or the materials, but either of them, you're being overcharged one of them. Yes, there are lots of honest tradesmen, but there are also lots of cowboys in the trade, so who wouldn't think twice to overcharge you, so just bear that in mind. So remember, always ask this key question. Excuse me, can you break your quote into materials and labour, please? If a tradesman refuses to do that, then you know what you're working with. Because I've had tradesmen say that to me before. I've asked them, can you break down your quote in materials and labour? And they've told me, no, they don't do that. Well, that just means, you just know what that means, isn't it? That the person's not willing to be transparent and honest, and that should give you an understanding of what kind of person you're dealing with here. Because remember, you sourced it or you pay for the materials. A tradesman shouldn't be making money off the materials. So they shouldn't really hesitate to give you a materials cost, and should just be transparent about the labour they're charging to do the work. And you and the tradesman can negotiate then about that labour cost and get to an agreed point. Tradesmen shouldn't be making money off the materials, because that's the materials you're using to do it for your home. So remember, always get the cost split out into materials and labour, and if they're unwilling to do so, then that's not the tradesman for you. I'll just keep it that simple. Save you a lot of overpriced quotes. The third tip I would give you when sourcing tradesmen is always get multiple quotes. Never accept the first quote. So if you call one tradesman and you get a quote, don't just take that one quote and run. Don't do that, because you'll end up overpaying a lot. Always get at least 3 quotes before you choose the tradesman you want to do the work in your home. Because I've found from experience, I've called up people to get quote for a job, and the quotes can be wild. And I mean, the difference could be thousands of pounds. You know, for the same job, one tradesman could charge you £1,000. One tradesman might try to, or one tradesperson might charge you £3,000, and it's the same job. So just get multiple quotes and compare the quotes when you're using a tradesperson. And I guess, a fourth tip would also say is reviews, reviews, reviews. Always check reviews of tradespeople. If a tradesman's reviews are bad, then do not use that tradesman or that tradesperson, because yeah, reviews are typically an accurate reflection of what the person's like. So always look at the reviews before you choose a tradesperson, and better yet, try to get a personal recommendation. If somebody's used that tradesperson before and can vouch for them, that's the best tradesperson to use, because there is an existing relationship in place and they're likely to give you a good service. So yeah, that's very key. So, you know, again, just to summarize those key tips there. The tradesperson is not your friend. It's a professional relationship, and treat it as such. Always get quotes split into labor and materials, so you don't basically fall victim to stuffed quotes, overcharging, etc. And if a tradesperson is unwilling to split their cost into materials and labor, then that's not the tradesperson for you. All the good tradespeople I use and I keep to today all give me a material and labor breakdown. The ones who refuse to give me materials and labor breakdown, well, we don't do any work, because I know what they are saying. They're basically saying, I'm not going to give you that split because, you know, I want to overcharge you effectively. You always want to get multiple quotes when sourcing work. Free quotes minimum, and reviews, and recommendations are a must. I hope you found that video very useful and informative, and you like those tips. Listen, those tips, if you follow my tips, you're going to save a lot of money, a lot of hassle, and a lot of headache when dealing with tradespeople. These are tips I've learned from experience, through getting overcharged, through getting ripped off, from getting manipulated, from dealing with the cowboys and the absolute shocking tradespeople. And these are the tips I've learned. And moving forward, as I said, my relationship with tradespeople is very different now. It's very professional, straight to the point, very cost effective, and I know how to source a good tradesperson from a bad tradesperson. So if you follow those tips, it's going to save you a lot of money. Because to learn those nuggets of information I've learned, it's cost me a lot of money. So, and there's a saying that there's two ways to learn, either from your mistakes or someone else's mistakes. The latter is cheaper. So learn from my mistakes and learn from those wisdom I've imparted on you to source tradespeople to do any renovations or any repairs when you do buy your home as a first-time buyer. Again, I hope you found this video very useful and very informative, and thank you for tuning in. Have a good day wherever you are.